Today we're going to talk about how to manage your research project. I've been managing research projects for over 20 years. I've managed so many I lost count long ago. And I've got 10 top tips for you from my experience about how to manage a research project effectively and well. Tip number 1 is plan everything, and I mean everything. Not only your project, of course you have to plan your project, what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, all of that kind of thing. But also how that project fits in with the rest of your life, with your other projects or your other work that you've got going on, with any studying you've got going on, with your family life, with your hobbies, your social life, all of that needs to fit together. There's no point planning in isolation. You need to plan everything and see how your research project can fit within the rest of your life. Then manage your time carefully. This is tip number 2. How to manage your time involves using your plan, the plan you've made for your project particularly, but in conjunction with other plans, and use that plan to make to-do lists. What do you need to get done this week? From that, what do you need to get done today? If it's a longer project, you might break it down into monthly to-do list firsts and then weekly lists and then daily lists, and review those as you go along. When things happen that you don't expect and you need to replan, that's fine. Spending time managing your time is not wasting time. It means you can work more effectively and more productively. And this is tip number 3. Learn to work productively in short bursts of time. Learn what jobs you can get done in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. And when you've got a spare 10 minutes, do one of those jobs. Move things forward in small increments and you'll find that you get the whole thing done more quickly and more effectively. Tip number 4, spot time when your mind is underoccupied, like if you're standing in a queue or sitting on the bus or waiting for a train or doing the housework. And use that time to problem solve around your research project. Think about what you need to figure out and see if you can figure out some of those things while you're doing boring tasks that you don't need your whole brain for. Ask for support. Tip number 5, ask for support from your family, particularly if you're doing a big piece of work that's for your own benefit in the end, like a dissertation or a thesis, you're doing research for your career. Then see if your family will help you out. See if they'll take on perhaps a bit more of the domestic load so that you can have more time for your research. You can maybe do deals with them about if they help you out now, when you're finished, you can help them out with something they want to do. And also, tip number 6, ask for help from other people you work with or study with, or both. So colleagues, managers, particularly if your research is work-related, if you're doing practitioner research, or your tutors or supervisors at college. Ask for their help when you need it. That's what they're there for. Don't feel you have to do it all by yourself. There are people around to help. Librarians are great. So make use of these people to help you with your research. Tip number 7, look after your health. I know this sounds like not relevant to research, not related to research, but if you're taking care of yourself, if you're eating sensibly, sleeping enough, exercising regularly, then your research will be easier. The whole of your life will be easier. It's really worth doing. Tip number 8, take breaks. Ideally, several per day, at least one day off a week, and proper holidays during the year. It's easy when you've got a big research project to think, oh, I can't take a break. I've got to spend my whole holiday doing my research project. But that won't do your mental or physical health any good. It won't do your family relationships any good. And you do need to take breaks. They don't need to be masses. They don't need to be massively long, but you do need breaks for your own mental and physical health and for the health of your relationships. Tip number 9, if something goes wrong with your research project, don't beat yourself up. Learn from the experience. You may have to replan, you may have to review your plans and your process, but you'll learn from that. We all make mistakes, we all learn from them. So don't give yourself a hard time. Just take a deep breath, accept it, and move on forwards. And tip number 10, give yourself rewards at particular milestones. Rewards that are kind of appropriate for the proportionate, that's the word I'm looking for. Rewards that are proportionate. So if you complete a small task and then reward yourself with a fortnight's holiday, that's not proportionate. A small task might merit a short break or a nice cup of tea. But a big milestone reached, that might merit a big holiday when you complete the whole thing. And if you set up little rewards for yourself, those also act as incentives. If you think, well, okay, when I've written this bit, then I can go to the movies, or whatever it is that works for you, then that can help you to keep going. That can help to motivate you. And motivation is key when you're doing this kind of research. So there are 10 top tips on how to manage your research project. And all that's left is for me to wish you the very best of luck.